Alright, I know we made a video in like 2 days, but disclude that. Anyways, we'll be starting a new video. What if Izuku was I don't know if this it's probably gonna be a series. Yeah. But just what if he was power hungry? What if he was a ruthless? Well, I just put it on that title. It don't really matter. Anyways, let's start. We start off kind of, let's say when he was getting born. We start off when he was getting born. Not when he was getting born, as the doctor thingy. As Izuku. Hold on, let me try my D&D. My bad. Basically, Izuku, he gets a telekinesis quirk. Well, I'm gonna just play it out. Yeah, Izuku asks the doctor, well, what's my quirk? Or do I have a quirk? As the doctor. Nazi says, yes, kid. You actually have two. As he says the first one, as he shows kind of like an example on like a drop down screen, or what do they call it? It's basically like a projector. Yeah, projector. He says you have a telekinesis quirk. As he says, now he says maybe you could be the strongest hero with this. You could possibly do anything you want. As he says, you can pick things up, crush. You can do anything with telekinesis. As he says, your mother, he says you basically have a stronger quirk, stronger version of your mother's quirk. Izuku, he smiles as he hugs his mom, saying thanks. As he's excited, as he says, I can be the number one hero now. As Izuku, he gets what's it called? He says, what's the second quirk? Actually, no. As Inko says, you said he had two quirks, right? As the doctor says, yes. Now, as he says, I understand that your husband, what type of quirk did he have? As he says, a fire breathing quirk. As Izuku, not Izuku, Ingo, he says, the doctor, my bad. The doctor says, well, he has some sort of pyrokinesis. I can't explain it. But it's like, or he says fire quirk. It isn't pyrokinesis. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it is pyrokinesis. As he says, it's one of the new quirks we haven't discovered yet. Something maybe in its own category. As Izuku eyes sparkle, saying what? As he says, I have two quirks, and one of them is super strong. As what's her name? Ingo. She picks Izuku up, as they thank the doctor and leave. As they're leaving, Izuku just screaming, I have two quirks. I'm gonna be the number one hero. As everyone is just like, what? He has two quirks. Now, let's time skip to when he's 6. 6. Izuku, he has been training his quirk. Maybe. But he hasn't got it registered. But he has been training it. Yeah, say he's training it for like, I ain't gonna say he's been like just grinding it, but like maybe like once or twice a month. So it isn't, I wouldn't say, I say it's probably a little bit stronger than Inko's. Not like super stronger, because I'm gonna make him overpowered. Just him, but yeah. but it's like yeah, it's kind of a little bit stronger than Inko's, but not too stronger. Like he can like move bigger objects, or no, he can move them faster to him. Yeah, I can say that. All right, as Inko, she says Inko. He says Izuku, honey, come on, we're gonna get your quirk registered. As Izuku, we just skip that as they get this quirk registered. Sorry, my bad. As let's go to Izuku's in the playground. Now everybody basically like he can't use his second quirk yet. He knows what it is. Well, he doesn't say I don't say he knows what it is, but he doesn't know how to use it. Okay, but yeah, Bakugo and Izuku, I won't say. Well, I guess I'm gonna make him. Well, this is just a backstory, so he's not gonna be power hungry just yet. But yeah, Izuku, he's basically playing. He's basically playing in a playground with Bakugo, as they say. As they point two people out, saying you two are the villains, me and Izuku are the heroes. As they just play that. As let's just say like in the middle of the game. Yeah, we're in the middle of the game. As one of the kids are chasing Bakugo. When Bakugo is chasing one of the villains, and he says, "Get back here, villain!" As he shoots his explosion thingy. As he shoots his explosion thingy. As Bakugo is like, not Bakugo, my bad. The villain, the kid. He says, "Come on, Bakugo, give me a chance." And she says, "All Might doesn't give villain chances. I'm not gonna give you any either." As he captures the villain. Now let's time skip to where Izuku goes home. Well, he's walking. Let's say he's just walking home. As he sees actually no, he just walks home. As he walks home, he sees. Oh, what should I do here? Not sure. Let's time skip to middle school Deku. Actually, yeah. Izuku, yeah, we time skip to him. Now, actually, no. We time skip to where he's in. Cause I said he was 6, right? 13. I'm pretty sure it's like Japan, like high school or some shit. So we time skip to when he's. Cause Yue. Okay, I'm gonna make it so where Yue gotta be like 16 to enter. I guess I could make it a college, but that would be weird. I'm gonna just extend it a little bit to where you have to be 16 to enter. And right now, everyone is 15. Or no, 13, my bad. As a... Okay. I know exactly what I'm finna do. Alright, Izuku's in middle school, right? He's in middle school right now. He's 13 years old, yeah. And, okay, I got it. Izuku's walking home as the sludge villain incident happened. But as the sludge villain tries to take over Izuku's body, he basically, like, he repels the monster as the monster, like, shoots back into the wall. As one of his eyes, like, bust. Like, one of the sludge villain's eyes bust. As, so the thing with Bakugo, it don't happen. As, fuck, oh, my bad. As, Izuku, he, as, All Might pops out of the sewers, I guess we can say. As he sees the sludge villain and Izuku walking away. As he's still, Izuku is still a nice kid. Like, he isn't power hungry just yet. Anyways, Izuku, he grabs, his notebook, as he hears something. Actually, no. All Might says, "Excuse me, sir," or young man, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. As Izuku turns around, seeing it's his favorite hero, like, as he just starts like getting excited and stuff. Yeah, asks for the autograph. As All Might says, "Did you destroy this villain?" As he says, "Yeah." He said he tried to take over my body, but I just pushed him back with my quirk. As he says, I know I'm not supposed to be using it, but I wasn't gonna sit there and let him kill me." As All Might says, yes, your reason is justifiable. As he says, "What is your name?" As he says, my name is Izuku Midoriya. As he says, "Midoriya, huh? That name seems familiar. What's your father's name?" As he says, Hiyashi Midoriya. As he says, "Do you perhaps know your grandfather's name?" As he says, no. He says no. As he says, he looks at this kid, knowing the potential, knowing who his grandfather is. Y'all don't know who the grandfather is. I'm just, y'all just can tell you what story. As he says, okay. He says, well, I'll see you. He says, "Are you planning to become a hero?" As Izuku says, "Yes, the number one hero to be exact." As All Might chuckles, saying, As he says, "Well, good luck with that then. I'll be seeing you off." As he jumps in, like with the sludge villain. Yeah. Now, knowing he doesn't know who his grandfather is, but with that just happening, he's curious. So let's just say we time skip to when he gets home. As we time skip to when he gets home. As Izuku, he basically instantly goes to his mom's rooms. What the fuck? He instantly goes to his mom's room, not mom's rooms. And he asks mom. As she says, yes, sweetie. As she says, "Do you have some time right now?" As she says, "Yes, what is it?" As she gets off her phone and looks at Izuku. As she says, "Well, I came into contact with All Might today," and as she says, "What? Really?" As she says, "Yeah." She says, "Yeah." As, he just started explaining everything. As he says, he starts explaining this stuff, like what happened, how he got, as basically scans his bodies for any injuries, being a good mom, as Issei, not Issei, damn. Izuku, he says, "Mom, can I meet my grandfather?" As she says, "Huh?" As she says, what makes you want to do that?" As she says, "Well, All Might," explains everything. He explains, I'll just say it. I need to be that lazy. He says, "Well, me and All Might, while we were talking, he asked me for my name, and I told him, and he seemed to know your dad, or Hiyashi's dad. I'm not sure." And she says, "Yes, it's my dad. I know exactly who All Might is talking about." As he says, "So can we go meet him?" As Izuku, this is their last year, and they have about a week left of school. So she says, let me make a few calls, Izuku. And he maybe, yeah. Alright, now, this is where the real story begins. Alright, we time skip. Izuku, are you ready to go? As Izuku has his bags packed and everything. Or about like a bag, like 2 bags. And, yeah, that's it. As Inko, she's packed up as they get on the train. As they head to, I guess you could say America. Yeah. They head to America. As Issei, not Issei. Izuku, he says, so mom, why, how does All Might know my grandpa? Or he says, how does All Might know your dad? And she says, well, before All Might was the #1 hero, well, let's just say, my dad and him used to work together. As he says, what? How come I never knew of that? I studied all his history and I didn't. As he says, well, he says your grandpa was kind of on a vigilante. Nobody really knew his name. Or I wouldn't say that, but nobody actually caught him to ask his name. And after all these years, his name has kind of died down and disappeared, you could say. As he says, does he have a quirk? As he says, yes. He says, yes, he has a force field quirk. Or, no. He has a polar opposite-ish quirk. I don't know what to call it. She says, well, that's what you call it. Or that's what he calls it. He can basically bring anything into his radius and shoot it back out. Or he can shoot stuff out. Or he can, like, blast stuff away from him, I mean. As he says, so kind of like my quirk. As she says, yeah, but I could say yours is kind of stronger. But he's definitely stronger than you. And she says, of course, Mom. He's older than me. And she says, yeah, Izuku. As we time skip. As we get to a big house. Or I'm going to say house. But like, house. And it's in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to say, yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. And she says, Mom, we're in the middle of nowhere. And she says, as Inko knocks on the door and says, Dad, are you there? It's Inko. As, he pops up behind them. And she says, I've been expecting you. As they jump. Or, actually, yeah, they do jump. They jump, saying, as, Inko says, what the hell? Dad, what? You have to stop doing that. I've told you about this. He says yes. As he looks at Izuku, as he says, this must be my grandson you've been talking to me so much about. You coming to make him stronger, I guess. And she says, yes. He wanted to meet you, so. And she says, oh. He says, oh. As he looks at Izuku, as he says, he doesn't pay Izuku. I'm gonna say that. He says, well, let me see. Yeah. He says he's pretty weak. He doesn't say he's pretty weak. He says he's weak, Inko. You haven't been training him. As she says, I've been trying to keep things easy. With his father leaving, as he says, yeah, fuck. The grandpa says, I understand, Inko. As he looks at Izuku saying, we'll get you strong. As he smiles, as she says, no torture training. And Izuku's like, torture journey? What the hell? As they go inside, he lives by himself. And everything is clean, kind of like compact and like together. Yeah. Anyways, Izuku, my bad. Izuku basically, he looks at it's like a picture on the table-ish, or no, not table. It's kind of like a nightstand thingy, or like something that the lamps be on. And keep in mind, they're in like a living room area. So he says, "Mom, is this when you were younger?" And she says, "Yeah." And she says, "I was studying back my old days." As Izuku says, "Yeah, you still are." Not many, like, he's not being flirty. He's just being like, he ain't being flirty. Anyways, Izuku, he says, "So, when are we going to start this training?" As he puts the picture down and walks in front of his grandpa. As his grandpa says, "Your mind isn't set in the right place. We need to train your mind before we do anything." As he says, "Get some rest. We'll start early in the morning tomorrow." Time skip, early in the morning tomorrow. Now, Izuku wakes up as it's about, no, he doesn't wake up actually. Wait. We go to the grandpa, and he's talking with Ingo. It's about late at night. And Ingo says, "I think I have an idea of what his quirk is." He said the doctor said he had 2 quirks. I think I know what the second one is. And she says, "What is it?" As Izuku, no, I'm sorry. The grandpa says, "Yes. Hiyashi," he says, "you lied to him about the fire breathing quirk, didn't you?" As he says, "Yes." She says, "Yes, it was the most, like, I didn't want him to turn out like Hiyashi." As he says, let's see, well, Hiyashi really wasn't a bad guy, Ingo. And she says, "Yeah, it's just that his ego," as she says, the grandpa says, "Yes, he did have a high ego, but that's because he was strong." As Izuku, he says, "The fuck? What did she scare me? That shit scared the shit out of me." Izuku, he basically, actually no, my one-on-one Izuku. She says, "Well, are you gonna go wake him up? Training starts soon." As she says, "I'll be going to sleep." As he says, yes. As he goes to Izuku's door, as he's standing in front of it. As he looks at the time, as it's 3:32 in the morning. As he kicks the door down, saying, "Wake the hell up." As Izuku jumps up. As he says, "What are you doing? I thought you said we're starting training at 6. As he looks at the clock. As he says, "It's 3:00. Sorry. As he doesn't care. As he says, "See, this is what I mean. Your mind isn't in the right place. We have to start early for your mind to be set correctly." As he says, "This will take a long time." As he says, a couple months to be exact. If you aren't thinking right, then your quirk isn't right. As he says, and if you aren't always on guard, then you're always at your lowest. As he says, now, get up so we can start the damn training. As Izuku gets up, as he's about to see, he says, let me brush my teeth so we can and take a shower. As the grandpa says, there's no time for that. As he says, there's time. He says, when a villain attacks you, you're home at night. Is it time for you to brush your teeth and take a shower before you fight him? As Izuku says, no. As the grandpa says, exactly. As he says, now. As he says, meet me in the back. You have 15 seconds. As the grandpa body flickers-ish. Or I'm gonna say body flickers, but he basically, gets there super fucking quick. Less than like 3 seconds. As Izuku he has to put his shoes on, everything. As he's about to put a shirt on, as he sees he only has like 7 seconds left. As he says, fuck it. As he runs outside. And he runs outside to the backyard. And she says, I thought you had clothes on. Well, I guess that'd make you feel. As he said, no. As he says, it's pitch black out here. As the grandpa claps, as the light turns on. As Izuku says, that's better. As he sees kind of like 2 wooden like tree stumps, but they're like carved into seats. Or I'm gonna say like, y'all get what I'm saying. They ain't carved into seats, but it's like 2 wooden tree stumps. Anyways, Izuku, the grandpa says, now sit down. As he sits down on the wood stump, as he says, now breathe and focus. Don't let your surroundings take over your mind. As he says, that's easy. As he chuckles, saying, if this is all I have to do, then I'm going to be powerful in no time. As Izuku says, he sits down as he hears a gunshot. As he jumps up, saying, what the hell? Why? What the? As he said, like, what the hell is going on? What are you doing? As the grandpa says, see, look, your mind isn't focused. You need to focus on one thing. As he says, distract your surroundings. As Izuku, he says, fine. As he sits down, and all he could think about is when he's going to shoot the gun, and he's just trying to time it when he shoots the gun. So, as he was kind of like far away, so he gets closer. As he has a dog actually on the leash. As he lets the dog go, as Izuku hears running towards him, as he it's basically like a dog is right at his face. As the dog starts barking, as Izuku jumps up and falls over, saying, what the hell? Get that dog, man. As Izuku gets smacked across the face, saying again, you aren't focusing. As he says, this is harder than I thought. As Izuku says, this is harder than I thought. Sitting down, saying, breathe. As he says, now. He says, you're scared of your surroundings. As he says, the gun, you jumped in fear. The dog, you jumped in fear. As he says, as he's holding it, Izuku's holding his cheek, saying, yeah, they were loud. As the grandpa says, well, They were loud. Even if they were, you shouldn't let anything depict you from what you are doing. As he says, sit back down and focus. As Izuku sits down, actually no, he says sit back down and focus. As Izuku sit, no, he says sit back down and focus. And I'm gonna leave it right there, cause I got school in a little bit, so nigga gotta go to sleep. But I'll catch y'all later. And I know what y'all thinking right now. Like, what the hell is going on? But the plaque is just basically to get him stronger. All it is to get him stronger and make him power hungry. But yeah, the ship is Ochako, which I haven't did either in a long ass time or it's my first time. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll catch y'all later. I'll probably make part 2 of this when I come home in part 3 of AFO. But yeah.